Oops. Hello? Am I back? Ah, there we go. Clicked the wrong button and it muted me. And it ended the stream. Gotta be careful about that. Hey stream, how we all doing? A little groggy today. Slow start. Not a particularly late night, but just a slow morning. If I sound a little funny, maybe it's to do with that. Hey Armin. So I'm probably going to do a little bit of news today. I actually have something I want to talk about for it, so that's good. I am going to probably do a bit more 7 after it. And then probably back to normal. Animal Crossing and a bit of 7. Hopefully I don't sound too exasperated. It's one of those hard breathe days. You got Risk of Rain 2? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I really like Risk of Rain 2. I think it's I think with the artifacts as well, it adds so much spice to the game that you can just, like, you could play in quite a few different ways before, but you can really just make some silly, fun playthroughs that way. The one I run now, like all the time, is just because I want to try and mess around with item combinations. Is called the artifact is called. I can't the name of it, but basically it makes the monsters drop chests instead of you buying chests. And plus, no, there's that one plus also the one that allows you to pick the item out of the chest. Which pretty fun because then you will always get a build that you want. Like every run through, you can experiment and have fun with that. And yeah, so if you're ever doing a run and you don't have the artifacts, when you get to the 5th stage, maybe look into how to get the artifacts. They are definitely worth it. Yeah, I might actually, I don't know if people really pay attention to my stream schedule. I switched it up again. I'm probably now looking at taking the next 2 days off. So that'll be my Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I'll stream Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday again. Like, those will be the days on, and then I'll have those middle days off. So, yeah. Alright, I think it is time to switch over to the news. Whoa, I can see myself. That's not what it was meant to have happened. Do that. Why did that happen? I chose the wrong window. Never done that before. There we go. There we go. Cool. Alright, so this will be the news for April 20th, 2020. It's a bit lighter on news. Like I said, we're coming down. April news is starting to tail off. I don't know what will happen now that E3 is cancelled and all that other stuff, because we might just see random assortment bits of news throughout the year now. Jumping in. So this one's just more of a discussion piece, just in terms of Oculus Connect's shifts to digital Facebook extends in-person event ban into 2021. So this was more them talking about cancelling in-person events till 2021, but Oculus Connect trying to do a lot more digital stuff. I thought about it, excuse me, and now might be the time to get an Oculus. Like, it might be time to people just seriously look into getting VR headsets and stuff. I don't have one myself. I don't really feel the need, but if you want to hang out in a digital 3D space and feel like you are in first person with people for things like, say, VR chat and other things like that, it does feel like now might be the time to look into getting things like that. They are still a pretty costly setback, but yeah, if you are tech savvy enough that you still want to connect with people physically, well, in a weird virtual in-person situation, it might be not a bad idea to look into stuff like that. So yeah, and it sounds like they're getting a decent amount of support still. Like, the funding is still there, so very likely we'll see all the VR stuff still consistently move forward, even if I don't think that they have a place in mainstream gaming. Alright, hang on. I have two of these in a row. So Anime Expo 2020 has been cancelled due to coronavirus, and I'll just announce the other one as well, which is San Diego Comic-Con cancelled for the first time. Like, this is the first time ever. So these two events, people who are into pop culture stuff, you're gonna find that all those events that you were looking forward to in the year are going to be cancelled. This is sort of obvious at this point, and we're just pretty much checking off the list of events coming up that people are interested in. But this does mean that anime announcements, pop culture announcements in general, that usually would happen to these locations are not going to occur in person anymore. So maybe we'll just get more digital announcements. But I kind of feel for people that kind of make a living from doing this stuff, like particularly like cosplayers and stuff like that, and people that do meet and greets and blah blah blah. Like, they will need to really shift their gear over to social media and things like that, at least for the time being. But I guess good luck to anyone that does make an earning off these events, and hopefully you can find an alternative revenue source. Next one is for Pokemon fans. The fourth episode of the Twilight Wings series got released, which is of Nessa, the water trainer from Pokemon Sword and Shield. These Twilight Wings episodes break my heart in the sense that I have such a bitter take on Sword and Shield story and world building and all that stuff, and then you have these anime episodes that I think do quite a good job of establishing the world. I feel like the Pokemon anime has always done an okay job at it, but these ones, it's sort of like, I really enjoyed the ones that did like Red's journey, and then the one that did like a look through all the other protagonists in other areas and just events through various games into anime form. Like, I think those little anime shorts have been fantastic, so these seem to hold that same level of quality, and I do think that they're worth checking out if you're a Pokemon fan. I don't know if it's worth subscribing to the Pokemon channel. It can be a little rough because there's just a lot of various things that I would say that people don't care about that appear on there, but yeah, these are very well animated and worth checking out. If you have been following the rumor mill, there has been stuff to do with Amazon listings and a couple other sources talking about how games such as Persona 5, Bloodborne, and a couple of others, Last of Us 2, PlayStation exclusive games. These are games that should not ever be leaving the PlayStation platform, just because Sony is very protective about IPs they assisted to get out there. They are not leaving the console, and they came out with a statement saying the same. Oh, I didn't realize it was Sega also was talking about this too, I guess because of Persona. So yeah, if you see stuff, people talking about that, probably not going to happen. If you know how Sony works, I cannot see this happening anytime soon. As much as, like, I would love to see some of this stuff like Bloodborne. Sony put a lot of money into those projects, and they made a lot of money out of those projects. They probably don't want to put the IPs out there in risk of having future ones not be their console first. PlayStation likes their exclusivity, so yeah. At this stage, they probably don't feel the need that they need to do that. Moving on, we have ironically, I actually saw two people streaming Danganronpa PC for today, but Danganronpa 1, 2, and 3 all coming to smartphone. So Danganronpa team dissolved mostly after V3 finished. If you played V3, you probably noted that it felt like a last of a series. Like, very, very, very unlikely we would get another Danganronpa. And they move on to make their own company. And they're making like a Tokyo baseball, a crazy fantasy world game. It looks interesting from that one trailer I've seen of it, or the cinematic, but it's unlikely that we will get another Danganronpa, but they did confirm working with the Danganronpa team again on something, and this might be that something. So the fact that it's not just everyone being like it all coming out again, there's also mentions of I don't know if it's got in this article. No, I don't think so. Another article talked about from an interview that the team will probably be making little updates to the games, not just for the fact that it can work on a smartphone, but it's possible we might actually see either new content or something extra clarifying in older games, or maybe something that marries all the games a bit closer, because there isn't really a lot of retcons that happen in Danganronpa, which is nice. But it's, yeah, I'm excited to see if there is anything added, or maybe even a teaser for a fourth, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Alright. So, if you are a big Nier fan like me, you probably have been seeing, you know about the Nier games, the two new ones, so it's Nier Remake and the Nier mobile game coming called Reincarnation. We don't really know anything about Reincarnation. It is a mobile game. We don't really know where it sits in timelines, what it sort of is doing. But if we look at these images, we can have a little guesses at them, because these are some of the key arts that were released. I, first of all, love these. I like the style a lot. I am excited for what they're showing off. The fact that this looks like a baby Kaine with a little ghost boy in it, just, I don't know what he is. He's so cute. I don't know what he is. I want to know what this little ghost boy is. Kind of looks like an orb with little eggs covered in a little blankie, but yeah. So these key pieces were shown off. These seem to be new areas. These kind of look like the desert ruins, but it's not. This is way more grandiose. This is like an actual civilization used to live here. But obviously this little ghost fella's gonna play a decent role, and I am super excited. Yoko Taro actually made a post talking about something related to it, but I don't remember what it is now. Yokotaro has been making a lot of posts recently, so this is full go. This project is on its way, as you'll see soon enough. So we have a Nier Gestalt Replicant anniversary stream coming up on April 22nd. I highly expect to see not just the remake stuff, but maybe even a little bit more of reincarnation. So, oh, I didn't know this. While the game is handled by Applybot, character designs will be done by Psy Destination, a subsidiary of Psy Games. So Psy Games are very good at making anime models, so that sounds good. Yeah, I mean, be excited. April 22nd is coming up. I'll actually, when I come back on Thursday, we'll be able to talk about this news. So hopefully some cool shit drops. I just want to see some upreses, and I want to just hear possible changes and things like that. Nier is very, like, is a place in my heart for that game, always. So, much as I love Automata and Drakengard 3, Nier 1 is amazing, and I'm really glad that people are probably going to be able to play it now when a lot of people missed on that title. We continue the Nier news. So, we actually also got a trailer. I'm not sure why they released this so early, but a trailer. Hang on, what? The Nier 10th anniversary stream that happened on March 29th. Hang on, so was that news that I just read out was actually from it? I'm not sure anymore. Anyway. So, we have an actual trailer for that mobile game, which I might actually play. So, I might pop that out. What was that? And mute background music. Let's this. It's very short, but it's very good. I'll be honest. This music got me pretty hard. The little ghost boy. I don't know what he is. He's so adorable. Is it just a mill with little legs? I get strong eco vibes from this. So, they probably will be tied to the desert civilization. I don't know what that is though. It might be post everything that happens in Nier, where humanity is gone. Like it is the Gestalt project fails, and then that's what we're ended with. Like, it's called reincarnation, so it's hard to say. I probably will end up having to play that on like emulator, for phone emulator, so I can play it on stream. But I am excited for it. Very excited for it. So yeah. Hoping that it lives up to, I guess, what Nier was. Even if it just does a little bit of world building, I'd be happy with that. No idea what type of game it is though. From that, it just looked like a walking sim, but if it was just that with Eiji Okabe's music, I'd just be fine with that too. So, oh, you only just got back, Armin. You miss me talking about Nier. Jeez, the important thing. All right, moving on. We have the last piece of news for today, which I haven't read about this because that came out shortly just before I started the stream. There is a rumor that PS5 and Xbox Series X reveal plans have been shifted following the E3 2020 cancellation. So I don't know why they should have known this already. Unless the E3 organization group is that poor at announcing stuff, like I don't think they would have not known that they would have had to have shifted their plans. So I find this hard to believe, but I guess, I mean, I'll have a little flick through this article because like I said, I haven't had a read of this yet, but one of the events that popped out, So a few, I guess, rumors and talks is happening. So one person with knowledge of Sony has said that they told VGC that they recently were planning to hold a significant PlayStation reveal in May, which that lines up with what I thought would happen. I didn't think that they could hold off much longer. And Microsoft is also revealing in May. So I highly believed that we would be getting the reveals in May, even without E3, and also the fact that they would be doing very close to each other, because that's just how Microsoft and PlayStation do. It's pretty much whoever gets there first in a lot of cases. They're always racing each other. They're always trying to get as much eyes on their product first. I am curious what Microsoft's plans are, because they had a pretty rough time with the Xbox One generation. That they did okay, but they didn't really grow the brand too much. They didn't really bring much in. It was a rough generation for them. So currently, the fact that the PS4 generation was amazing and the Switch has come out being very strong, they really need to do something extraordinary this time around. And Sony can just keep going as they're going. Like if they want to add more things to how they run their business, that's good. But they already do such a good job. Really, the only thing I can say as a criticism is they need to look at their online infrastructure. They need to look at their how their storefronts work. They need to look at some of the UI stuff. There's things like that. They're just things that they need to improve, not anything substantial. They already support the industry in terms of indies. They give funding to AAAs and AAs to have exclusivity. They have been playing ball of recent for having crossplay. So yeah, I just expect PlayStation to just make the next generation console with some improvements in those areas, and that's about it. But yeah, cool. All right, so we get to look forward to May, and probably we'll be getting. So that will probably be April, finishing up now in terms of news. The next cycle probably will be around those announcements if they do happen. So second generation, a next generation of consoles will mean next generation of games getting announced. So yeah. All right. And that is the news for today. And as such, we will move on to Final Fantasy VII. Yeah. Cool. Alright, I will quickly BRB while I switch over to PS4, and we can continue from where we were, which fairly sure a few people fell asleep, so they may have missed some very heavy things that happened. Alright, I'll be back soon.